outside, so I can't go out. I'll just record my video doing color grading. Yeah, why not? So let's do that. Okay, let me set up first my screen recording. Let me do a clap so I can sync my screen and this camera right here later on for editing. You've seen the video from this intro a while ago. I'll be showing you guys how I color graded. I'm not a professional color grader. I just want to show you guys how I usually do my color grading. Okay, so right now I'm here in a color interface. Let me go back to the editing so I can show to you guys how I did this. Yeah, so usually I use a Lumetri Color to color grade my videos. You can either go to the effects and search Lumetri Color and just click that, and then you will see it here in your effect controls. This will come out, but the best way to do that is just go to this tab right here. I think this kind of interface came out during the Adobe CC. I don't know if it's the second Adobe CC or the third one. So just click color here, and then same thing. Once you do some editing here on this interface on this side, a new Lumetri color effects will come out here, like say if you adjust your exposure, and then you'll see automatically the Lumetri color effects will come out here. Yeah, so I'll show you how I do my color grading. The way I do it, it is always best when you're color grading to open your scope. You have to open that. It's here on the left side of your interface. If you don't have that, I think you can open it here, and yeah, just check the Lumetri scope. You can modify that if you click this like wrench icon here. Open your waveform also, and your vectorscope here. Yeah, usually I use these three when I'm color grading as my guide when I'm grading. So let's start with our color grading. The first thing that we need to do is to balance our video, like color balance or the color correction. For now, let me turn off the vectorscope and waveform, and we'll just use the parade. Yeah, with the parade, you will see your RGB colors. Yeah, you will know that you have a color balance if your three channels are overlapping or sync to one another. You can also check that with your waveform. Yeah, like if they're overlapping, the RGBs, they are in white. If you see on the shadows here on the last line at the bottom, the green is is low compared to the other two channels. So what I usually do is use the curves, the RGB curves to fix that. So I'll go to the green channel and raise my green. Okay, a little bit. There you go. I always make sure that for you to not to lose data on your image. It's always good that your channels doesn't go beyond the last line at the bottom, not touching the zero, because once you do that, you will lose details on your shadow part. Same thing with the highlights. Like I don't go beyond the 90, because once you do that, like you start to lose details on your highlights. Okay, let's go back to the color correction. Then I notice my red also is a little bit higher compared to the other two channels. So let me lower my red channel here, the shadow here, and put it down a little bit, and then just enough for it to touch the the number 10 line on the shadow part. And yeah, more or less my my image is color balance. Maybe some highlights on the red, raise it up a little bit. Okay, so if you see on the waveform, see like yeah, you see a lot of whites. It means most channels are overlapping, from shadows to mid-range to highlights. So I think we are color balanced. And if you look at my my video, it's desaturated and low contrast because I shoot in S-Log2, which is the log format for Sony. I can make the contrast a little bit higher by going to my curves, which is the combination of the three channels. So I can lower the shadow a little bit and make the highlights higher. And right now I'm just looking at my scope. Maybe I can raise this highlight a little bit until it reach 80, and then my shadow, lower it down a little bit till reach number 10. Okay, then let's go back to the red channel, because if you see the red here, it went up a little bit higher. So let me lower that down a bit. Okay, oh, there you go. Make sure you click it so that yeah, because sometimes like the mouse gets sticky. So if you want to see the before and after, we can turn this off, our Lumetri Color. These are before and these are after. Yeah, I think we are more color balanced now. So let's check our vectorscope again. Yeah, and then yeah, once you're happy with your balance, that's when you can start creating your look of your image. What I usually do, what I did a while ago is I create the look in Photoshop. For example, like this video, I grab a frame from this footage. To do that, I did a video about that already regarding creating LUT or lookup table using Photoshop. So I will not be specific on this anymore. I'll just show you the quick way how I did that. So to grab a frame, just click on this icon right here, the camera icon. Window will come out, the export frame to export your frame, and then you choose which folder you want to save it. Actually, I already did that, so yeah, and then I opened it here in Photoshop. So I have this frame. I created the look using Photoshop, using these adjustment tools. I start to work little by little with the yellow and red color, because I want that to be the most dominating color in my image, and then the rest I desaturated it and convert them to a more cyan teal look to create that orange teal look, which is a typical for a cinematic look for your video. So I build that up using curves, hue, saturation, and color balance. So here I saturated my red and yellow, and then yeah, and then yeah, added more yellow here also using the hue saturation. You see here the yellows, I saturated it more, and then here the color balance, I fixed the mid-tone and I added more blue and cyan for the mid-tones, which is like the overall color of the image, especially those parts that I desaturated. And yeah, then this one I also yeah, with color balance with the mid-tones, I added a little bit more cyan. And then on this one I added a bit more yellow, and then I added a little red to it to add that orange look, especially on the skin tone. And then yeah, on the hue saturation, I think I added more reds here, or yellow. yeah, oh, the yellow, I saturated it a little bit and then I shift it to be more or orangey. Yeah, to be more orange rather than just yellowish look. And then I went here to, I think I added more yellows here again, or reds. Yeah, I fixed the red and made it a little bit brighter. And yeah, and another color balance, added more yellows. Yeah, you notice like I'm always fixing the yellows and the red, which is like yeah, if you combine yellow and red, it will create orange. So like yeah, because I'm trying to achieve a orange teal look on my image. And then the final one that I did is do a curves for the contrast, since yeah, we filmed this on log. So the final adjustment is I added the contrast to the image. And then for you to be able to use that in your Premiere, you have to be able to save this color adjustment to become a lookup table. So to do that, highlight all these adjustments that you did, and then file, and then I export it as a lookup table. This is right here, color lookup tables. So once you do that, open your Premiere, go back to your Premiere. Here on the creative panel, open that, and then here you can see the look, and then click the down arrow and browse. And this is the lookup table that I created. Just click on that and then open it, and then it will apply the look that you created. And then if it's too strong, you can always adjust it to create that minimal, yeah, to minimize the effect. And if you want to see the before and after, you can just turn this off. This is our before and this is our after. Yeah, and then usually instead of applying directly the look to my footage, usually what I do is I create a adjustment layer and put it on top of it. And then that's when I apply the look that I created. Oops. And yeah, there you go. And then just lower down the intensity. If you're looking, and then you can do that in all your footages. Do the color balance, and then you can just extend your adjustment layer to have that applied to your videos. And just extend this to all your footages, your adjustment layer, so you don't need to apply this look one by one to your yeah, to your videos. And yeah, let's check this footage here. If you click before and after, and yeah, and that's how I color grade, guys. Yeah, I hope you learned something from that. It may not be the perfect way of color grading, but that's how I develop my workflow in color grading my videos. Yeah, I'm thinking of creating more different looks. Yeah, and hopefully in the very near future I'll be able to have this available for download, and have it available for you guys to download it. And yeah, guys, I hope you will check my other videos, and yeah, I hope you will subscribe, and if you like this video, press that like button. And I also have a Twitter and Instagram. The handle is RonskiGFX. Yeah, you can view, you can check there some behind the scenes and my photography work. You can check, especially my Instagram, you can check it there. And I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, thank you.